What if I told you that the same principles designers use to create innovative products could help you design your dream life? In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to stop living by default and start living by design. Welcome to the Live Free, Love Life podcast, where we discuss how to create more freedom so we can love our lives no matter what we're going through. Hey there, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: how to design your dream life, and more importantly, why you'd want to. I recently read this amazing book called Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. It takes Stanford's most popular course and makes it accessible to everyone. Now, as someone who helps women create lives they love, I was instantly drawn to this book's practical approach to intentional living. So let me ask you something. Are you living by default or by design? Really think about that for a moment. Most of us are living lives we fell into rather than lives we designed. We followed what seemed logical: school, college, career, marriage, kids. Or maybe we rebelled against that path, but still ended up somewhere we didn't consciously choose. You know what I mean, right? We make decisions based on what other people think we should do, what society expects of us, what seems practical or realistic, or what will make us look successful. We get stuck in these mindsets like, this is just how life is. I don't have any choice. I'm too old, young, busy to change. Or what will people think? We worry about whether we can afford to make changes, or we tell ourselves we don't know what we want, or we're paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. This kind of thinking creates a life of reaction rather than intention. We end up staying in jobs we hate because we're afraid to try something new. We maintain relationships that drain us because we think we should. We put our dreams on hold because they seem impractical or unrealistic. We live according to other people's expectations and make decisions based on fear rather than possibility. But here's the truth, and this is really important. You are already creating your life. Every thought, decision, and action creates your reality. Even choosing not to choose creates results. The question isn't whether you're creating, it's whether you're creating consciously or unconsciously. Think about this. As children of the Creator, we are inherently creators ourselves. Yet many of us create our experiences, relationships, and circumstances without realizing it. We wake up one day wondering how we ended up where we are, feeling trapped by a life that we actually created ourselves. This is where design thinking comes in. And let me tell you, design isn't just about making things look pretty. It's about solving problems creatively and intentionally. When we approach life as designers, we take responsibility for our creations. We get curious about possibilities. We test ideas before committing. We learn from failures. We focus on progress over perfection. And most importantly, we create what we want instead of accepting what we get. The authors introduce 5 game-changing mindsets that transform how we approach life design. So let me break these down for you. First, be curious. Rather than jumping to conclusions or staying stuck, approach life's challenges with genuine curiosity. Ask, what if, instead of saying, I can't. Explore multiple possibilities before settling on a solution. View failures as learning opportunities. Stay open to unexpected discoveries. Second, try stuff. Instead of endless planning, take action and prototype different possibilities. Run small experiments to test ideas. Gather real-world data instead of just theorizing. Learn through doing rather than analysis paralysis. Embrace imperfect action over perfect inaction. Third, reframe problems. Learn to look at challenges from new angles to find innovative solutions. Transform gravity problems, those unchangeable facts, into actionable challenges. Question your assumptions about what's possible. Look for the opportunity in every obstacle. Shift from either or to both and thinking. Fourth, know it's a process. Accept that life design is an ongoing journey, not a one-time fix. Embrace iteration and continuous improvement. Let go of the pressure to get it perfect the first time. Trust that each step reveals the next step. View setbacks as part of the process, not failures. And fifth, ask for help. Build a support team and collaborate with others on your life design. Create a personal board of directors. Seek out mentors and role models. Share your journey with others on similar paths. Learn from others' experiences and insights. Now, let me share some practical tools that transform these principles into action. First up is what they call the Good Time Journal. This isn't your typical diary. It helps you discover what truly energizes and engages you by tracking your energy levels and engagement. When it comes to energy levels, pay attention to when you feel most alive. What activities drain you? Where do you find unexpected energy? What patterns emerge over time? For engagement, notice what activities get you into flow. When do you lose track of time? What work feels effortless? What tasks do you procrastinate on? The magic happens when you analyze these patterns. You might discover that your dream job actually drains you, while seemingly mundane tasks light you up. Or you might notice that you're most energized when helping others solve problems, even though you've never considered that as a career path. Another powerful tool they offer is mind mapping. This helps us break free from linear thinking. Start with a central question or theme like, what does a fulfilling life look like? And then draw branches for different aspects, work, relationships, health, and so on. Now let your mind wander freely, adding sub branches under each of those. Look for unexpected connections. Notice patterns and themes. The beauty of mind mapping is that it bypasses your inner critic and accesses more creative solutions. You might discover connections between seemingly unrelated interests or find new ways to combine your skills and passions. Then there's what they call Odyssey Planning. This exercise stretches your imagination beyond the obvious path by creating 3 detailed 5-year plans. Path 1 is business as usual. Where does your current trajectory lead? Path 2 asks, what if path 1 disappeared? If your current path became impossible, what would you do? And path 3 is your wild card. If money and judgment weren't factors, what would you do? One of the book's most valuable contributions is the concept of prototyping life changes. In design thinking, prototyping means creating quick, rough versions of an idea to test it out before committing significant resources. So applied to life design, this means running small experiments to gather real data about what actually works for you. So think about this. Most of us get stuck in analysis paralysis when considering life changes. We endlessly research options, play out scenarios in our head, ask everyone for advice, and wait for the perfect moment. But no amount of thinking can tell you what something will actually feel like. That's where prototyping comes in. So instead of making dramatic leaps, start with small experiments. Have conversations, like grab coffee with someone in a field you're curious about. Build skills through classes or side projects. Try experience sampling by volunteering or shadowing someone. Go on mini adventures by visiting places you might want to live or trying activities you think you might enjoy. The key is to keep these experiments low risk with minimal investment of time and resources. Quick enough to maintain momentum, informative enough to answer specific questions, and iterative so each prototype builds on what you learned. For example, instead of quitting your job to become a writer, you might start a blog and write weekly, take an evening writing class, join a writer's group, submit articles to publications, or attend a writing conference. Each step provides real data about whether this path energizes you, what skills you need to develop, and what the reality of the work looks like. Now, why does this matter for your freedom? When we operate on default, we often feel trapped by our circumstances. But as I teach my clients and all of you, freedom comes from taking responsibility for our creations. This book provides concrete tools to exercise that creative power intentionally and start moving forward toward your dream life, even if you have no idea what it looks like yet. We need to recognize our power to design our lives. It's not about waiting for someone else to create the changes we want. It's about becoming active designers of our own experience. What I love about the design thinking approach is that it removes so much of the pressure and anxiety around life choices. Instead of trying to figure out the right answer, you're experimenting, learning, and adjusting as you go. This approach creates more freedom and possibility than traditional decision-making methods. So let me share some of my favorite quotes from the book that really drive these points home. Here's one that really resonates with me. A well-designed life is a life that makes sense. It's a life in which who you are, what you believe, and what you do all line up together. And this one, life design is a journey of becoming, not a destination. How beautiful is that? Here's another good one. You're probably not going to get a passion epiphany. Most people don't. Instead, you're going to have to try stuff, pay attention to what you're doing, and ask yourself some tough questions. And this one, so powerful. Dysfunctional belief. I need to figure out my best possible life, make a plan, and then execute it. Reframe. There are multiple great lives and plans within me, and I get to choose which one to build my way forward to next. Fun, right? Now, as with all books, the true value of this book lies not in reading it, but in applying its principles. So here are some good ways to start. Step 1, begin your own good time journal this week. Step 2, create a mind map of possible directions for your life. Step 3, design 3 alternative 5-year plans. Step 4, choose one small experiment to try this month. Step 5, share your designs with a trusted friend or mentor. Step 6, notice where you're creating by default and choose to design instead. Now, before we wrap up, I want you to consider a few questions. What areas of your life feel more by default than by design? Where might you be unconsciously creating results you don't want? What one small design change could you implement this week? How might your life be different if you approached it like a designer? What experiments could you run to test out new possibilities? What's in the way of designing and creating your dream life? Remember, you are always creating. The only question is whether you're doing it intentionally or by default. This book gives you the tools to choose intention over accident, design over default, and freedom over limitation. Your life is your most important creation. Why not design it with the same care and intention that goes in designing other important things? You have the power to create whatever you want. The only question is, what will you design? All right, my friends, that's what I have for you today. Live free, love life. Thanks so much for watching today. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an episode. And while you're still here, I've got something special for you. My Live Free, Love Life membership now has a completely free level. You can start transforming your life right now without spending a dime. You'll get access to certain courses, content, and tools that will help you break free from whatever is holding you back and create a life you absolutely love. And when you're ready for even more support, you can easily upgrade to get access to our live coaching calls, as well as way more tools and content. There's honestly no reason not to join the free level today. Just click the link in the description below to get started. Until next time, live free, love life.